So hey guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today I'm excited to announce that I have my very first press car to showcase and review for you guys on the channel, and that's the 2023 Lexus NX 350h, or the hybrid version of the NX. Now before we begin, I do want to give a huge thanks to Jennifer over at Toyota and Lexus for sending out the NX for me to test and review on the channel. Once again, this is my very first press car. I already have additional ones lined up, so make sure to stay tuned here on the channel. And I really think this is a huge stepping stone to getting other manufacturers on board and getting more diverse content here on the channel. It should only help propel us forward and create more opportunities here in the very near future. So once again, huge thanks to Toyota Lexus, as well as you guys for watching these videos and making this possible. Now the NX is one step up from their smallest SUV and one step down in size from the RX, which is one of their more popular models in the Lexus lineup. Now the NX I have beside me is the hybrid version, which is powered by a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder with 2 additional electric motors and of course a fairly small battery pack system to give you a combined output of right at 240 horsepower. So this is kind of the middle trim level in terms of the power output and the engine options. They do offer a standard 2.5 liter naturally aspirated non-hybrid, as well as a newer 2.4 liter turbocharged engine option, which actually does have more power than the hybrid version. And of course they do have the NX 450, which is a plug-in hybrid, which unfortunately I could not get my hands on for this video, but that would be an interesting one to test out in terms of having a more powerful hybrid system, and should be much quicker than this particular hybrid right here. Now in terms of the NX I have here beside me, this is the 350h luxury package, which is 2 steps up from the base 350 hybrid. This one also has a lot of additional standalone options, which makes it a nearly fully loaded 350 hybrid, and that does push the price point into the upper $50,000 price range. So it's not an inexpensive vehicle at that, but it does have a lot of nice amenities, the latest technology, and overall is a very luxurious, smaller SUV on the market. So with all that information in mind, let's not waste any more time. See what the Lexus NX 350 hybrid has to offer for right around $58,000. So the NX 350 hybrid in front of us is finished in the cadmium orange exterior with the black and cream two-tone leather interior. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite exterior colors on the NX color palette. It is a premium option, so you are paying for that, but they do have many nice standard as well as premium paint options. And I really think if you want to stand out, I would opt for one of their premium options. But anyways, you can see as the sun comes in and out, it definitely has a lot of metallic flake and then dulls down just a little bit once we get into more an overcast sky. But anyways, at the front end of this particular trim level, you will find mostly LED lighting with the LED daytime running light in this portion right here, LED biprojector headlights, and incandescent turn signal in the inner portion of the headlamp assembly. LED fog lights are standard on the 350 hybrid. You do have parking sensors around the entire exterior of the vehicle, front, rear, and side, for some of the park assist functionality that this one does have. You do have 360 camera system. Your radar for the adaptive cruise control is found behind the Lexus logo there. And you do have a mix of gloss black accents as well as gray metallic finishes on the grille and some of these styling elements on the outside of the bumper. As a whole, I really do like the refreshed front end of the 2022 and newer NXs versus the pre-refreshed models, but that's just me. And I get some people don't like how big the grille design is, but I think it looks very good, especially in this color combination right here. Now around the side of the NX, you will get some matte black plastic cladding. That is typical for many compact and mid-sized SUVs these days on the market. Give it a more rugged styling aspect, but if you do get the F-Sport NX, you will get the gloss black accents on the outside, which does replace some of the matte black plastic trim, again giving you a more premium look in my opinion. Now coming to the wheels and tires, these are going to be the optional and available 20-inch silver painted alloy wheels with a slightly different design versus that of the standard 18-inch. They're wrapped in 235/50 20-inch Bridgestone Alenzis AS02 run flat tires, so there's not a temporary spare tire in this particular vehicle. Instead, you do get run flat tires. So that's kind of a love it or hate it type of deal for many people out there. But it is nice to know, at least if you do get a flat tire, you are able to drive this for a period of miles to get to a safe destination or to your nearest tire shop. Coming to the mirrors, these are going to be body color mirror caps with the chrome accent insert right here. There are cameras on the bottom for the 360 camera system, as well as LED puddle light, LED turn signal integration. They are going to be heated, and the driver's side as well as the interior one are going to be auto dimming, and there is your blind spot detection as well. Proximity access on all 4 door handles with gloss black accents. And here, stepping on the side of the NX, you can see more of the bright chrome accents around the roof rails and around the window trim, gloss black B and C pillar trim, and they're more of the matte black plastic on the lower doors there. Now out back of the NX, this is one of my favorite aspects or viewpoints of the vehicle. I really do like the rear end design. You will find full LED lighting out back with your LED brake lights, turn signals, and reverse lights up here. You do have a little design element right here. It kind of mimics a vent, even though it is not functional. And there you can see a little bit of a little flare out into the OEM mudguards on this particular vehicle. Again, a little bit of different styling, but I really do think it works well on this particular vehicle. Gloss black accents around the corners of the rear bumper. Rear parking sensors, like I mentioned, with your rear backup camera. Lexus spelled out here on the tailgate with the LED light that connects the two sides of the vehicle. And once again, all 350Hs are going to be all-wheel drive, so you do have that badging on the right side of the tailgate. But yeah, as a whole, I really do like the exterior of this refresh model. I think it looks very good. All of the proportions are really nice, including the kind of elongated front end and front nose area, given the overall size of this vehicle. But once again, it works and it looks stunning in this orange exterior. So let's go ahead and take a look at the window sticker really quick, see how this one is equipped, and then we'll dive onto the interior. So once again, this 350 is a luxury package, which is the main option group on top of the base 350 equipment. It includes a lot of nice stuff, such as the kick sensor for the power back door, rain sensing wipers, ventilated front seats, power moonroof with power tilt telescopic steering column, and a few other items as well. And then this one has a bunch of additional options on top of the main option group, including the advanced park assist functionality, the digital inside mirror, rear seat package, which includes power folding heated rear seats, the Mark Levinson 17 speaker premium audio, and a few other items as well, which brings the total MSRP up quite a bit over the base 350H pricing, and that brings the total MSRP to $56,960, including destination. Now stepping onto the interior of this NX, it does have a two-tone interior option, black with an off-white or cream leather. Starting out here on the door panel, you do have a mostly soft touch door panel with a soft touch textured upper, orange accent stitching, which does match the orange paint very well with the cream off-white armrest and some of the two-tone surfaces on the inside. It does have power windows, mirrors, and locks, with all four windows being automatic, power folding mirrors as well, three-person memory seating with the Mark Levinson premium audio system branding up top. Good amount of storage in the lower door panel with your LED puddle light at the very bottom. And this does have the electronic door handle release, which I do discuss in some of my other videos. So make sure to check that out, but it is a very unique door mechanism, to say the least. Lexus premium door sill plate right there. And coming to the driver's seat, it does have a power driver's seat with four-way power lumbar and this gloss black buttons you can see right there, with the two-tone leather that I mentioned and the orange accent stitching. Does set it off very well, even if this is not necessarily the interior color choice that I would pick. Now, upon stepping on the interior, you're going to find a very premium, luxurious, and driver-centric design with the infotainment angled towards the driver and some of the other controls that are ergonomically laid out. But in front of the driver, you're going to find a 7-inch color, fully configurable display that you do control on the right side of the steering wheel. On the left side, you have your coolant, and on the right side, you do have your fuel level and a couple other dummy lights around the exterior as well. That is controlled with this arrow touchpad here on the right side, like I mentioned, that is interactive somewhat with the heads-up display out there. So essentially, you can go into the display menu, which is up right now, click left and right, and that will change some of the layouts here for the center portion of the gauge cluster. So you put your audio, EV driving, average speed, total fuel economy, some of your safety systems up here. And this does change with the drive mode select as well. So if we go to Eco, there's normal. If you go to Sport, that is going to be the only drive mode that add a tachometer, so you know exactly what engine RPM that is currently running. But if you go back to normal, you can see it just gives you kind of a power level and whether or not you are charging the hybrid powertrain. Now coming to the steering wheel, this is going to be a leather-wrapped black accented steering wheel with orange stitching. Looks very nice and once again matches the exterior paint quite well. You have some gray trim on the lower section with the Lexus logo around the airbag. You have your quadrant touch buttons here on the left and right side, like I mentioned, with your adaptive cruise control and some of your lane keeping assist systems here on the right, audio multimedia on the left. The backside does have the gray metallic paddle shifters, automatic headlights with auto high beam assist. This does have fog lights as well, like I mentioned, with your automatic rain sensing wipers here on the right side. To the left of the steering wheel, you have your fuel cap open as well as your power hatch. There's your trip as well as your gauge illumination up top around the gloss black kind of cluster that wraps into the large infotainment system. Now coming over to the infotainment system, this is going to be the larger of the two options available. Standard is a 9.8 infotainment system. This is going to be the 14-inch screen size, more of a widescreen with your integrated climate controls and seat functionality at the bottom. Now this is the latest version of Toyota and Lexus's infotainment that has been out over the last 1 to 2 years depending on the model. It do have some of your shortcut controls here on the left side, including wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth functionality as well. You can see there is the built-in navigation screen. You do control many of the vehicle functionality and settings through the infotainment as well, such as your seat controls, driving assist, trip information. You can see where the energy is flowing for the hybrid system and a few other items as well. I really haven't had too much issues navigating the system, and I do like the fact that some of the climate at the bottom does say permanently on the screen, so you're not fumbling around going through different menus and everything like that. But make sure to stay tuned for my full review for additional information on the infotainment. Now, like I mentioned, it does have heated and ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel, as well as heated rear seats that we will touch on here in a second. Dual zone automatic climate control at the front. There's 2 AC vents with a few other hard touch buttons, including your volume and power knob in the center. This does have the adaptive parking assist functionality as well as the 360 surround view augmented reality monitor. We can see going through the animation right there. This is your drive mode select with Eco, Normal, and Sport drive modes. There you can see some of the orange accent stitching around the dashboard. USB-A and USB-C inputs, wireless charging pad that does slide out of the way and allow you access to a 12-volt outlet down below, as well as a little additional storage cubby. There's your shift knob, which is more of a knob than anything. It's really, I guess I should say it's more of a nub than anything, with your integrated reverse going up, neutral to the side, and drive going down. Push that button for park. And behind that, you do have your automatic brake hold and EV mode that allows you to drive an only battery up to about 25 miles an hour. Electronic parking brake. Here is a all-terrain traction management system that will send power more side to side and more aggressively, depending on where the wheels are slipping. And then you have your integrated traction control off button. 2 large cup holders. You can see I do have a Yeti 20-ounce mug in there. Nicely padded orange stitched center console, which does open both ways. So you can see from this way and the passenger side, which is very nice. Inside it does have additional storage. No USB ports or lights that I can see in there, but very usable space nonetheless. Up top, you do have a black headliner. It does have LED Vandy illumination. This one does have the optional camera rear view mirror with integrated garage home link on the bottom. But of course, if you don't want to use the camera functionality, you can flip this down. It just becomes a normal auto dimming mirror. Up top, you do still have a sunglasses holder, which is nice to see. LED overhead lighting and your panoramic sunroof controls, as well as your SOS emergency contact buttons, and a few additional microphones for the voice command systems and just using Bluetooth inside. But there's a look at the panoramic sunroof. We'll open the shade here. You can see it does go most of the way back above the second row seat, so it is a fairly large panoramic sunroof for a vehicle of this size, and it will open one touch functionality. Go ahead and open it up so you guys can see exactly what it looks like. Doesn't open a ton away, but I'd say maybe just a little bit over a foot worth of opening, and it is fairly wide in terms of the width of the vehicle. Now, back of the Lexus NX, you're gonna find a lot of nice amenities, especially the way that this one is equipped. Starting out here on the door panel, all the materials are going to be the same as the front. You do have lock and unlock buttons in addition to your power window controls. Good amount of storage in the lower door pocket there. There's a look at the two-tone rear seats, which do match the front very nicely. Step in height is actually going to be very easy given the overall ride height and design of the door. There's a look at the front dashboard. And now back in terms of amenities, we do have rear AC vents, rear heated seats, a 12-volt outlet, as well as 2 USB-C charge ports at the very bottom. A little bit of a bummer, there's no 115, 120-volt outlet, but really not a big deal given the other charge options available. Mat pockets on both of the 2 front seats. There's a look at the panoramic sunroof up top. You can see it does end just before the headrest of the second row. You do have more LED overhead lighting to illuminate at night, but really a very nice, comfortable second row seat. Integrated cup holders in the center armrest, and the seats do recline one click here by pulling this lever. You can see they do recline just about an inch or two much like that of other vehicles I've shown here on the channel, and just allows you to get just a little bit more comfortable on those long road trips, and depending on your seat position and everything like that. But as a whole, I would say I have about 4 inches of rear legroom behind my driving position, plenty of footroom down below. And in terms of headroom, I would say with the seat in the upright position, I have maybe about 2 inches of headroom. But of course, you can recline the seat back just a little bit, and that will gain you a little bit more headroom given the overall slope of the rear seat back. Now, taking a look at the cargo capacity behind the second row seats, this does have a power liftgate. Like I mentioned, you're not going to find the most enormous space behind the second row seats, but it is very usable nonetheless. You can see I do have my camera bag and some of the camera equipment back here right now. You have a little cargo net area with the first aid kit, 12-volt outlet, and a little LED light on the left and right side. There is the optional power folding second row seats. We'll go ahead and demonstrate that right now. You do have to hold them down, so it is not a one-touch feature. We can see it does move fairly quickly, allows you to lower the seats and have a ton of more cargo capacity between the trunk space and the interior. I would say there's a good 6 feet there up until the front seats, if not just a little bit more. Definitely allows you to use more capacity inside the cabin. And these do have the power up functionality too, which is very nice. You can see they latch in place right there. So very usable space inside of the NX. Pretty typical for a compact SUV like this. Now, wrapping up here on the passenger front seat, you are going to find some nice amenities over here as well, including a power passenger seat, no power lumbar unfortunately, but still enough to get you more comfortable. There's a better look at the dash design with some of the gloss black accents around the vents. In terms of a glove box, it does have a damped glove box, no LED illumination inside that I can see, but you can see a lot of space inside. It is nicely suede or felted inside, so it doesn't scratch anything up. Now that's a look at the interior. Let's go ahead and take a look under the hood, see what powers this particular NX, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. Now under the hood of the Lexus NX 350 Hybrid, you're gonna find a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder paired to 2 electric motors, 1 front, 1 rear, and an eCVT type transmission. Now total system output is right at 240 horsepower, which propels this vehicle 260 in just under 7 seconds combined with a perfect launch. And I have to say, this is no rocket ship by any means, but does get around without any issues. I would recommend driving it in sport mode if you need maximum acceleration. But overall, this is a very fuel efficient vehicle as well, with up to 41 mpg in the city and the low to mid 30s out on the highway, and about a mid to upper 30 mpg combined. And as a whole, I have been meeting those driving this around for the last few days. And as a whole, I would say it is a very economical vehicle at that. So that's going to do it for this walk around tour of the 2023 and 2024 Lexus NX 350 Hybrid luxury package with many of these standalone options as well. If you guys enjoyed it and or found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe, and make sure to stay tuned for additional review content coming on this exact vehicle, including all of my driving impressions, likes, dislikes, and stuff like that. And once again, I really do appreciate Lexus sending out this vehicle for me to test and review for you guys. This is really the first Lexus I've been in quite some time, and really is eye-opening experience in a very positive way in some of the vehicles and products that they are making. Now let me know down in the comment section below if you guys own a Lexus NX or are interested in purchasing one, what you like and dislike about the vehicle. I'm definitely curious to hear your thoughts. As a whole, I think this is a very economical, very practical vehicle. It is a little bit on the smaller side of things depending on what your needs are as a family or as an individual, but I really like a vehicle of this size for an individual like myself, a single person that needs to haul maybe a little bit of additional cargo, passengers, anything like that from time to time. I think this is a very excellent vehicle for that. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I appreciate the support here on the channel, and as always, hope to see you guys in the next one.